Hi, everyone, and we are back for Topic Tuesday. Hopefully, you got to check out Motivation Monday. We are talking about surrendering your actions through all seasons of life. Kathy introduced yesterday the idea that every season has its own surrendered action. But I think a lot of people are wondering, how do I know what season I'm actually in? So, Kathy, I'd love to hear your perspective on that.
Yeah, that's a great question. We often assume that every season requires the same response, but it doesn't. Think about nature. We don't plant seeds in the middle of winter or harvest in the spring, but every season has its own purpose, and our spiritual lives work the same way.
So let's walk through them. What's winter?
Well, winter is usually the season we resist the most. And we can be in a winter season even when it's hot in summer. But it's when life feels quiet. Maybe you're waiting. Maybe there's some healing happening, some recovery happening. And you're wondering, man, what is God doing? And the temptation is to force something to happen or to grow. But surrendered action in the wintertime is actually to rest, trust, and allow God to deepen your roots.
That's really good. So, what would you say then is the yielded outcome?
The yielded outcome is trusting that spring will finally come one day, not because we can make it happen, but because God's faithful.
Okay, so speaking of spring, so then comes spring in our spiritual seasons. Tell us about that.
Yeah, that's the one I love. It's exciting. It's when God invites us to plant, to begin, to take a step of faith, to say yes to something new. But then here's where yield comes in spring. We plant the seed, but we don't control how fast it grows.
Yeah, I could use that reminder because sometimes I personally want fruit before God has given it time to grow.
Exactly. Summer is different. Summer is about the stewardship of what's grown. Maybe your relationships are thriving, your ministry's growing, your family is healthy, and the surrendered action isn't striving for more, but it's caring for what God has entrusted to you.
Amen. And then comes fall.
Yep. And that's the harvest. It's celebrating God's faithfulness and sharing what He's given you, releasing what He's asking you to let go of, and trusting Him with whatever comes next.
Yeah, so for all of you brothers and sisters watching this, listening in, or reading it, here's the question for today. What season are you in, and what action does that season require from God? Think about that. Remember, surrender, listen, obey. We're talking about yielding. And so, what's God showing you right now? We'll have a little more wisdom coming back tomorrow on this on Wisdom Wednesday.